Good morning, this is Randy. I just wanted to read an article from the internet by Graham Reed Phoenix. So, a man wrote this article and it's entitled 10 Men Who Can't Love. Are You One of Them? He says it makes me sad that so many men just don't feel this emotion of love, that there are so many men who can't love. Yes, they have relationships, get married, have sex, bring up children, and still their lives remain relatively barren. They are still men who can't find love. They try hard, but remain separated from their wife, girlfriend, or partner. They sometimes have codependent relationships that are based on need or gap filling, but they never truly know the wonder of an interdependent relationship based on trust and self-knowledge. What is it that holds them back? What is it that gets in the way? What stops them? Men who can't find love, who are they? Number one, men who are looking for their mother. I don't know whether the mothers or the men are to blame for this. The men are looking to be fed, have their cleaning done, and be generally coddled. I can remember my mother feeding me to show me her love. I loved it, but it got too much for me at times. She really didn't teach me to look after myself or care for my woman. I now do the cooking and take part in the household chores. I don't expect my woman to look after me. Number two, men who are too absorbed in themselves. It's their life, their hobbies, their friends, their ambition, their children, their. Somehow their woman doesn't seem to come into the equation. Men are used to running the world and filling their lives with activities and occupations. Nowadays, men have even taken the role of father so seriously that they can forget that their woman is more than a mother. I can remember staying at work too long when things were growing in my business. I can remember staying behind for a drink with my colleagues, forgetting that my wife was waiting at home for me. It was not good. Number three, men who are too on mission. This is slightly different from the previous men who can't love, because women love their men to be on mission. The focus and dedication of a man on mission is an amazing sight. Sometimes it just goes too far. Sometimes the climber climbs one too many mountains and kills the relationship in the process. Sometimes the businessman goes on one too many trips abroad and loses sight of home. Men need to find a balance on this. Number four, men who see themselves as alpha. These are the ones that cause me so much pain. This is what this male author is saying causes him pain. They are men who have a misplaced idea about men needing to be the alpha males. Yes, dogs do it, but don't have the intelligence that we have. They chase and conquer women to show how great they are. In the process, they just show how lacking they are in any emotion, understanding, or even humanity. They are no better than dogs, even if on the surface they appear to know what women want. Number five, men who just want a pal. These are the sad ones who spend their lives going to the pub or the football game. They remember the great times with their pals when they were young and just want it to continue. Occasionally it works when the woman becomes one of the lads, but this never lasts. Then the man is left wondering what happened. Sometimes men just need to realize they need to grow up. Number six, men who are afraid of intimacy. Men often have difficulty dealing with intimacy, particularly when a relationship appears to be out of their control. The interesting part of this is that men also have difficulty acknowledging that they have difficulty dealing with intimacy. They usually sublimate the emotions into actions that they can understand. This can show itself in aggression or even abuse, but generally it just results in sullenness and withdrawal. Men who have this difficulty need help to overcome their fear and learn to become a normal part of the world. Number 7, men who want their lost youth. This shows itself classically in the midlife crisis. Things were great when they were young, or so they remember. Life was free and easy. There were no pressures, no mortgages. Their women were beautiful and nubile in the time before children. They have affairs trying to reach their long-lost nirvana. In the process, they throw everything away. It is possible, however, to bring your youth into your present life by changing your outlook. Number 8, men who want control. These are men who can't, there are men who can't love, who just never seem to get over the temper tantrums of their childhood. They want everything, and they want it now. No one is going to stand in their way. They lash out at their wife and children, as well as their employees at work. Nothing is good enough for them. They need to open their eyes and see that there is a big, wide world out there that doesn't revolve around them. Men who lack a sense of polarity. These are the new men who feel compassion for their woman and want to spend their lives honoring and worshiping them. There's nothing wrong with this as such, but the problem comes when their masculinity disappears in the process. They go into their feminine and lose their sense of being a man. They seek equality with their woman and end up being the same as the woman. The polarity disappears and the relationship becomes empty. And lastly, number 10, men who are just too macho. They just get so tied up with being a man. They look good, they drive a great car, and they just expect women to fall over themselves to get to them. Well, at first they do. Then they find that there's nothing there. There's no substance, no real man at all. Don't get caught in this trap. Look at yourself long and slow and look for what a woman sees in you. So this guy, I think, has written a book and gives counseling to men who realize that they can't love, and there's about 126 comments at the end of this article post by men. And many of them are actually admitting that, to several of these qualities on the list that make them unable to love. Looks like immaturity and lack of self-growth in a nutshell. Thank you for listening.